Good morning, dear friends, and welcome to this full moon. Full moon in Gemini. Lots of juicy things are happening. Are you noticing that in your life? Well, I am. I am happy to be working on a new project right now, especially for people who have been estranged or cut off or ghosted by family or friends. It's something that's fairly common. I have my little lizard here. Is always my sign of transformation because the lizard can actually lose its tail and grow a new one. And so for me, in my business, it's, hey, Rhoda, good morning. My business is about, now I don't have a physical tail that I can cut off and regrow, but I do have a tail, and that's how what the story I tell to myself. That's my tail, Tail. And if we cut off our old story, we have the chance to regenerate into a new story. So if you have felt estranged or cut off from someone, I would really love to hear from you because I'm writing a program right now, a 7-day intensive that is super juicy about how to cope when you've been ghosted or cut off from someone. Okay. So I wanted to let you know that first. Serenity, welcome, my friend. I'm so happy. Thank you for you have blessed me many, excuse me, many times with super chats. I appreciate you for that for sure. And so today we're looking into the full moon energy. What is ready to be released in you? Because this is the time the energy is so strong to see a part of ourselves and be able to say, look, yeah, I'm tired of that habit, or I want to rid myself of this particular situation. And so I have my tiny tarot, and I also have, let's see, where is my box? Oh, here it is. I'm going to be using the Moon Magic cards also for being able to clarify this message for you. Okay, so I picked this deck. I used the dog deck the other day, and it's the prettiest deck I have with a full moon. And the messages were so fun. I wanted to bring them back for today. So, Serenity, you are going to lead the way. Anyone who's watching, if you'd like to have me draw cards for you personally, Serenity is showing the way by clicking the super chat. So let's see here. Serenity, victimhood. Okay, what a great energy to be working for at full moon time because victiming is a very common to feel victimized. A lot of times things about life aren't fair. And so right now, Serenity, hold in your mind something that's been unfair. And for the rest of you guys who are just watching along, same thing for you. Let's pick up on this energy that we have for serenity. What is about is something has been unfair. So here's our cards. We put them on the table here. So we have that Nine of Swords. Yep, it's something's been keeping you up at night. It's been hard for you to sleep. I get the sense that you're hard on yourself, Serenity, that when you feel like you've made a mistake, you feel bad. It's like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. And you can be very hard on yourself. And your second card, the Page of Swords. Even though you have been hard on yourself, in your lifetime so far. There's a part of you that wants to learn how to look at life differently. And I feel like that's really critical for you today. Yeah, here we have these cards are amazing, Serenity. Now, I don't want you to take this personally because I don't mean ever to say things that might hurt your feelings. But the fact is that learning to see ourselves for the problems our own thinking are causing is just so important. So, this card is all about being a victim. This is a card that says, what about me? Everyone else can have things, but for me, it's too hard. So, serenity. This full moon has a bit of playful energy in it. It's a card of get up and go and take action. So, what I want you to do, Serenity. is I want you to think about people that have hurt your feelings over the last month. Okay, just take the last month. Get out a piece of paper and write down every person or circumstance that has hurt your feelings because life is unfair many times. You can be scolded at work, or somebody might be rude to you. You could be like me yesterday. I dropped my favorite mug, a beautiful mug that I love to have my tea in. I knocked it off the counter and it broke. And that's not a huge issue, right? But right away, I want to yell at myself internally and say how stupid it was for me to be so clumsy. Okay. So sometimes those kinds of thoughts can cause our own energy to dive. And so, serenity, the part of you that wants to learn how to be more responsible, just to be able to say, look, yeah, that person hurt my feelings, but I'm not going to let it bother me anymore. Sure, that guy at work was so cruel to me, but I have an inner being that loves me dearly, and I'm not going to let that bother me anymore. All right. You are in a situation where even right now, listening to this reading is a pause for you to draw a line between you and other people's behavior. Learning how to keep your peace of mind no matter what is important as you finish up 2024 and get ready for that new year. All right. So let me grab, I'm going to use this deck also today, the Moonology deck, because it is a full moon and it's a juicy full moon. So let me draw a card for here. What else can Serenity learn from during this full moon? When you're creating a full moon ritual, you can write down the name of the people who have hurt your feelings, the people that have it better than you, and then have a piece of paper and then write on the piece of paper, even though I can't help how I feel about these people, I'm choosing to allow the energy of this full moon to help me. Then you can tear up the paper or you can crunch it up and in a safe place light it on fire. There's something about fire ceremonies that really help us take a leap away from victimhood and into learning about yourself at a deeper level. Your card here, the new moon in Taurus, prosperity lies ahead. Prosperity is not just about money. Prosperity is also about loving relationships, okay? So as we go toward the new moon, it's a perfect time for you to do some housekeeping, serenity, and forgive the people that have disappointed you, okay? So let's just draw one of these. What is this deck called? Where's my box? Moon Magic for your blessing. Okay, and here's your card. I'll be reading for the collective here in just a second. Okay, so here's the card. Look at the figure out there all by themselves. You know, this is the thing. When we do connect to the divine all by ourselves for our own good, when we connect to the creator first before we try to connect to other people, we're going to have such better luck as we go forward. I explore my wildness and dance in pleasure. For sure, be sure to do some dancing. Just put your favorite music on right in your own house and dance. Okay? Direct homework for you, Serenity. I know you can do it. Okay, let's slide our cards. Welcome to everyone. I'm Catherine. This is Pattern Breaker Tarot, and we're all about discovering the patterns of our own behavior and our own thoughts that are holding us back from our highest good. Okay. So hold in your mind, what is it that you're really wishing for these days? What is it that you want the universe to bring to your life? Let me take a moment. I neglected to light my Palo Santo. Serenity was so quick to get her super chat in that I just jumped into the reading. But let's allow our our beautiful Palo Santo into the equation here. There's a train whistle going by right now. It's just that sense of traveling from going one step to the next and being careful that as we go into the next month and even to in 2025, we go in to the next year that we're not carrying any baggage that we simply don't need anymore. Okay. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, angels. Thank you, guides, for helping my friends move beyond disappointments and victimization energy. Thank you, Serenity, for bringing that up first thing and allow us to grow into a wonderful harvest. The full moon is a time to release the things that are bothering you. So by the time the new moon happens, we can plant our new intentions. Okay, let's see what's next. What is it that we can let go of as we enjoy the energy of this full moon? Okay, lust. Gotta have it. Yes, this energy of more, more, more. I'm not, what don't I have? Overspending, overeating, overindulging, all of this energy around fulfilling what we think our body and our mind want. What is it? What's the ingredient that we can throw into this mix today to understand this gotta have it energy? Oops, thank you. Okay, gotta have it now. Can you relate? Okay, let's see here. What is it that the universe is calling for? Okay, this gotta have it now energy, the lusty energy. It can be so tempting. This is when you are your own worst enemy, where you know for sure that there's something worth saving for, or you feel so much better physically binge on that sort of food. You feel so much better about yourself mentally when you don't let yourself go at the bar or at the with alcohol, where you don't treat yourself to a point that you hurt yourself. And so the universe gently, so gently, is drawing your attention to this very important issue. When you are fulfilling your own needs by overindulging, how does the universe provide for you? If you run off and buy those things that you want, how does the universe fulfill you? You are fulfilling yourself. I remember years ago when I started to learn about manifesting, I would put something on my credit card and then I would expect that the universe was going to manifest the money for me to pay for my credit. I remember years and years ago, I felt a whisper to my spirit, if you buy everything for yourself, where is my joy in providing for you? Okay, so this full moon today, it's a beautiful energy to address this in yourself. This sense of judgment, where when you feel guilty or you feel almost embarrassed for your own behavior after you have binged, that is a turning point. This Two of Pentacles is all about making choices. Look at the storm in the water behind the person. They're always in a place of choice, juggling, because it does feel good at first when you binge or when you either eat too much or you spend too much. Those are two, or you certainly in the physical, like being intimate with strangers and just having an unhealthy relationship with pleasure physically, that could be part of it. But so many people reach out to me who are binge spenders or binge eaters, and so you're always at that choice. And so if you choose to indulge and make yourself sick or broke, that's something that just rides on you, the negative energy of that. And so being able right now to make a decision to eliminate some kind of unhealthy, bingy behavior, this work that you're going to be doing, because it is a little bit stressful to change your habits about eating or spending or just being out of balance, but it's so worth it. The universe is reaching. I wish I could reach into the camera and hug you because I know that this is not an easy decision. And you can feel driven to satisfy those needs. But if you can simply put into your mind that the universe wants to indulge you. Instead of you indulging yourself, the universe wants to treat you, bring you unexpected blessings. And if you're always blessing yourself, then where's the space to receive what the universe has for you? Okay. So you do feel this judgment. I know that every time after you're finished binging or after you're finished overindulging, there's a guilty feeling. There's like, oh, shoot, I did it again. I'll start tomorrow, that sort of thing. And so if this is true for you, grab this opportunity, grab a piece of paper and a pencil and write a letter to yourself would be great. Dear self, why do you have this habit? Why is it that I am so hooked into this lusting, gotta have it energy? And then express, I am willing to let this go. I'm going to commit to learning a new way to manage my appetites. Okay. So let's draw a moonology card for you, see what it is. Now, listen, if you're feeling really stuck, especially if you have a lot of self-criticism, you may want to grab a love magnet reading. And so Bina will put the link, my scheduling link. You can jump right into my calendar. There's no charge. I'm happy to talk to people and help them feel the resistant energy that's keeping them locked into an unfulfilling life. Okay, so be sure to jump into my calendar. I'm happy to speak to you. So, the card we have here is look at the bigger picture. Yep, when you are all involved in self-indulgent, gotta have it energy, you're robbing yourself of a huge opportunity to receive deeply from spirit. Spirit wants to support you, but before that can happen, you need to put away some of the overindulgent behaviors that you have. Okay, so let me draw from our Moon Magic deck for our last card. And welcome if you're just new here. I'm Catherine. This is Pattern Breaker Tarot. We're all about breaking patterns that are holding us back. And if you would like for me to draw you a few cards this morning on full moon day, just tap the super chat and I'm happy to do that for you. Meanwhile, these messages are for those of us. Birds of a feather are drawn together, and this collective reading is designed to meet your needs where you are. Okay, so here's our card. Let's take a peek. I accept renewal and delight in fresh starts. Gorgeous energy to support the idea that only you know what it is that you're overindulging in. You know, I'm not there in your room with you, your friends, your family. Nobody knows the misery that you can be in when you're trapped in the gotta have it energy. I strongly recommend tapping as a remedy. You guys who have worked with me, you know that I'm mad for tapping and always able to help you out at any time you want to explore tapping. You can let me know. Okay, let's move forward. See what else the divine has for us in this powerful full moon energy, full moon in Gemini. What can we release from our energy field? What can we release so that we are in a better position to receive the manifestations we're waiting for? Okay, let's check it out. Clarity right under your nose. Look at this beautiful pup. That reminds me of my dog Bella. She passed away September 25th, and it's taken me a while to get used to not having her company. But this reminds me of her because the minute she would take a bath, and she was a white and and tan dog. And right after her bath, she would go and dig in a hole somewhere, and her face would be dirty. And I'm like, what is it about dogs and horses, right? The minute you clean them, they want to roll in the dirt. So, what's scary about being clear about something? How is it that you might be afraid of clarity? That's what I'm picking up. I feel like there's someone watching right now that there's fear of clarity. What would that be about? What is this intimidation of clarity? Are you living in a situation that's not good for you? Have you stayed in a relationship too long? And picking up a little energy about like being called to move forward and you feel like you can't, that it would be disloyal. Okay. So if you're resonant with that, just hit the thumbs up, complete that energy loop, and let's draw some cards for you. So, what is it for our friends intimidated by clarity? What could that symbolize? What's the meaning? Powerful energy of release that is in this full moon. One more card, please. Good. A flood of cards comes out. Thank you. Yes. Okay. So the lover's card insisted that it come forward. So I am sensing that there may be somebody here watching me right now that you're in a love situation that is not working out. There, this is a very particular reading, not for everyone, but you're in a couple where it's been up and down, and when you look at the expression on the figure in red, there's a sense of sadness. There's a sense of disappointment that's going on. The blonde figure has a look of, I'm okay, but this is not an overjoyed couple in the art of this particular deck. And I am feeling like you're getting some clarity that it is time for you to move on, but it's so difficult. And we have this hermit card again. I know for sure in my own personal life, there is nothing lonelier than being in a couple that's not communicating well. And the hermit energy can be so much a part of a transition on the way out. And so, again, a very particular energy here. And the Ace of Rods, meaning like a fresh start. So, it does appear, my friend, that clarity is so necessary. And it reminds me, like I said, with my dog, where she would go out when she was clean. The cleaner she was, the more she wanted to roll in the dirt. And so I'm just sensing that in this current situation, now this could be an employment situation also. It could also be a friendship where something that used to be together, it's supposed to be together. You look at this angel who is separated by the cloud. Okay, so it's just indicating that there is something that is different now than it was when it started. Okay, and so you have been in this hermit mode. A part of you really wants to heal this situation. A part of you, it doesn't mind rolling in the dirt. And you go in your own life and you feel that you're being drawn by spirit and you feel whole between you and your inner being. But when you go back into this connection with the person, it's like you're rolling in the dirt, rolling in the past issues, and there's definitely a lack of collaboration that's happening right now. You are being called to embrace clarity. Okay. There's a wonderful quote that I love, and it says that if you always say yes when you have a hell yes in your heart, when you know that you're supposed to do something, it's a hell yes, grab it, do it. Always honor your hell no. If you are feeling, excuse me, hell no, I'm not going there. This is not right for me. You honor that hell no. But here's the secret: hell maybe is just awful. Hell maybe is miserable. So if you interpret any hell maybe as a hell no, and you just stop waffling Stop denying what's right under your nose and understand that the universe is right here with a brand new beginning for you. See these clouds over here where the angel's reaching over the cloud as if to say, wake up, wake up. And then we're over here. Look at the clouds. They're here, right? And they've got the castle in the background and the bright sun behind. So, my friend watching this, if you are one who is you're just in a holding pattern, you're faithful to a fault, that you are not really seeing the truth, even though it's right in front of you, don't be afraid to move on. It's just going to serve you because this commitment, whether it's a romance or a job or a friend, you are entering a new cycle. It could not be more clear. So let me pull a card from our Moonology deck. What is the message for my friend? You need to be courageous. If you have a friend that you can trust, ask them. If you want to email me and ask me about your situation, absolutely. If you would like to have a love magnet reading, I offer those for free. Anybody who wants one, all you have to do is book into my calendar. And Bina, could you please put the link up for my calendar because love magnet readings will really help empower you know what's going on here and how can you go free. Okay, so your special message from the Moonology decks, it's time to release negativity. I love the cards. They automatically support the message in ways that I couldn't do it myself. And so this is true. This is a time, this particular full moon that's going on right now, I believe it's the last full moon of the year. Yes, it is. The last full moon of 2024. So let's use this energy and move yourself on. You deserve it. Okay, let's get your prayer from the Moon Magic deck. I love doing the moon readings, you guys. We always do full moon readings and new moon readings. Hey, Roxy, welcome. Welcome, my dear friend, Roxy. Whoopsie. Roxy has been with me since the beginning here. She was the very first member of my love club. And I appreciate you so much, Roxy. You are a rock star. Roxy is what I call a go for the jugular girl. She is always pushing herself to the limit to maximize her human experience. So here we go for my friend that needs to stop the cycle. Take care of yourself first. You can do it. Let's see what our message is here. Every day I bring radical self love to my mind, body, and spirit. Amen. Amen. You cannot put the needs of somebody else first anymore. It's too costly for you. Being in this old relationship is pulling your energy so low. It's time to trust the divine. And again, what I will tell you is if this connection is supposed to be, it will come back to you. It will come back to you restored. But the way this is going right now is not to your highest good. Okay. I have to consider now because it's birds of a feather and we all have similar needs. This makes me look at my own life and think, where is it that I'm cutting someone some slack where they don't deserve the slack? Right? Because we cannot afford to give our highest and best away when it's not being honored. Okay. So, Roxy, you are next, my friend. Let's see what's up for you. Those of you who are new here, hi, I'm Catherine. This is Pattern Breaker Tarot. I used to be Fish Out of Water Tarot. And I love being a fish out of water, but I'm just going forward because I want to break patterns in 2025, hugely important for me. And so the rest of this month is kind of a preview of our theme for 2025. Thank you for being here with me today. If you're enjoying the readings, do hit the subscribe. And you'll be notified when I am posting a new reading. So humility. Oh, what is this about, Roxy? Humility. Hmm. I already have kind of an idea. Okay. So when I look at this picture, this dog does not look peaceful to me. The dog has a look on its face of it's submission. I see submission, but I don't see willing submission. I see in the dog's face fear. Okay. So that's what I was picking up on right away is the idea of what is false humility and what is real humility. Hmm. These are the things that are occurring to me as we go forward. So, Rox, let's see. Thank you so much for your super chat, my friend and supporter. I appreciate you. And we have that Fool card. Very interesting. Roxy is right now going through the Success Blocker Intensive. It's a 7-day program for self sabotage, getting out of our own way. Talk about pattern breaking, right? So, what is this? I'm sensing this false humility. Okay, let's just draw two more cards. What is the message on humility for Roxy today? Don't be surprised if this message resonates with you. Birds of a feather flock together, and many of us are, mm, excellent. Okay, wow. Okay, very powerful cards for you, Roxy. And the Empress did not show up today. um, okay. Hey, Ty, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Okay, so this card, I just flashed, something came across my stream this morning. And it was about the devil card, and it was when you're your own worst enemy. And I believe that's so accurate for all of us because when we make progress, like when you go out on the fool's journey, this is the first card of the tarot. It means a new cycle is starting. And he's not carrying money pieces of luggage, is he? Got a little tiny bag up here over his shoulder. And so, Roxy, as you've started out, and I know your career is your big focus for the next 6 months. And so it does look like you're on this track to begin again. I know when your mentor called you in and set you down and created a personal plan for you, yeah, and you might have been fearful when you had that meeting, like, oh man, is he going to fire me? And it wasn't that at all. This mentor looked at you and saw your potential and saw that you can be a knight, that you are someone who can bring offers to the table, right? And that's the offer is part of your professional language. I know there's offers given, offers received, and this mastery, this excitement, this fast moving energy. This is where you want to be. You want to be making progress faster. Correct? And yet, your mentor slowed you down. Your mentor helped you understand a technique of slow, steady growth that you didn't understand in your nature because you want things and you want them right now. And sometimes some of the manifesting teachers don't help us because they say, you can have everything, you can have it overnight. Well, that could be true sometimes, but building long term security and what they call legacy wealth, where you're building not just for today, but you're building for tomorrow and the next day. And how are you going to leave the planet? Do you want to leave the planet gifting certain humans with what is left over rather than using everything you have every day? Correct, Roxy? Isn't that exactly where your energy is? Now, this humility that I'm seeing here, bowing down, you did bow down to your mentor, but there's still a little fear in it. This type of humility, it's almost like I'm going to use this word, I don't mean it to startle you, but it's like beaten into you. You know, that maybe through your growing up years, through your years as a student, I know you have a unique learning style, Roxy, and that has trapped you and almost being prejudiced about being a student. It's hard to be a student and honor the fact that you don't know everything. Okay, so you're forced into being humble, but that's not what's going on right now. Your mind is your worst enemy, this devil, because the minute you start doubting yourself, you're going against what your mentor saw in you. Okay, so in January, or excuse me, as you work towards January, let's work on what is humility to you. And so there's a beautiful app. I love it dearly. It's called Word Hippo. Okay, Word Hippo. It's an app if you have an iPhone, or you can use it online. And it's a tool that will let you find different words for humility that resonate with you. It seems like the word humility is confusing in your energy. So, Roxy, this is your homework. Go to Word Hippo, look up the word humility, and then message me with what words are more resonant for you. Because your willingness to stand down, slow down, and don't let your mind kidnap you and take you away from the path that your mentor has put you on. Okay, very interesting message for you, my friend. I feel like this is a really important full moon. I will be doing a full moon ritual today for my membership, and I'm excited about it. We'll be doing a little bit of tapping. We're going to do a burning ceremony. And so, if you are a cocoon builder or a butterfly in my love club, you can look forward to that ritual I'll be doing today. I will record it in case you can't attend live. Okay, so the Moonology deck. What? Oops, there we go. Okay, Roxy, nothing will come of the situation. Okay. I love this. This is such a huge promise for you. Even though your mind is still playing tricks on you and it's trying to make you feel like you're not doing good enough. And even while you're working through the success blocker intensive and you doubt whether it's going to work, nothing that your mind is doing to you right now is going to change your destiny. Okay, your ability to trust your mentor and just simply follow directions. It's just like you're doing a recipe, right? You have mentors, trust them, and you're going to feel a tremendous surge of confidence. If you feel doubtful, that can be changed. The excuse me, the success blocker tools that you're learning, they will work, they are yours permanently. It's all up to you, my friend. Okay. So now let's look at our moon magic for your blessing. Welcome, you guys. Anybody who's watching who's new to me, I'm Catherine. Welcome to our full moon party here. I'm so glad that you popped in. And so if you're enjoying the reading, do hit the thumbs up. Let's let YouTube know that you are having fun. Okay. Oops. Sorry. I forgot to show you the beautiful picture. Just got ahead of myself. I am ready for something bigger, better, and brighter. True, Roxy? Okay, so this, again, if you look at this dog, let's put a happy face on that dog. Joyful submission, not fearful submission. And I would write this down in on a post-it note, and I would put it in your like on your mirror or places that you will see. Write this down. I am ready for something bigger, better, and brighter. And you know what? I would add one more word to this. I am ready for something bigger, better, and brighter right now. Okay. And I love that. I'm going to put that card aside and I'm going to do that for myself. Thank you, Roxy, for being here today. Thank you for your super chat. All right, my friends, if you're new here today, welcome. I'm Catherine. It's Pattern Breaker Tarot, where we are looking for guidance on how to break the patterns in our own thoughts, in our own habits that are keeping us from what it is they're wanting. Okay. So let's go forward here for the collective. So, in your mind, as you're watching, hold in your mind a situation that's bothering you. Let me just have a sip of my tea. Is there a person in your life that's on your last nerve? Is it your employment? Are you lonely? Does your love life suck? Whatever, hold it in your mind and let's see. What does Spirit want you to be aware of on this day of releasing the full moon? Okay, harmony. Hmm. This immediately reminds me, I have a friend who has perfect pitch. You know what that is? Some people think it's a blessing. But if you ask the person with perfect pitch if it's a blessing, many of them will say no, because hardly anyone else has perfect pitch. Perfect pitch means that you can hear, and it's even deeper than that. You can sense in your body when somebody is in tune. Auto tuner is used in the recording industry to make sure that they can change the voice, adjust the voice to be in tune. Why? Because when you hear something out of tune, it can actually hurt physically for some people. The discordant part of it can be very annoying. Think of fingernails down a chalkboard, right? If sound is imperfect, it can bother you. So there's something about that, something about the energy of perfectionism here. What is it, universe? What is it? Perfectionism could be driven by the desire for harmony. Very interesting. Okay, let's take a look. Perfectionism driven by the need or the understanding of harmony. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so all right, so I feel like for someone, this is there's a situation that's going on in a relationship, okay? And that this is in this outcome position. So I feel like there's you and there's your other person. And when I look at the green and the red that's on here, stop and go, right? Green and red, that this is the kind of coupling where there is some friction, that there's some steady friction. You may be connected to a smart aleck, a sarcastic person, somebody who thinks they're funny when they're not. Or you might be connected to a real perfectionistic person who's comfortable only if everything's in order and you're kind of a messy. Okay. But there's something inside of you that is craving harmony, that there's whatever is going on in your current relationship is there's not enough harmony and you're feeling ill at ease, but you're completely committed. However, look at this. It's losing sleep. There's worry that there's something wrong with your connection, and there's worry that unless it gets fixed, it's going to fall apart and you can't stand it. You love this person, but lately there's been this friction going on. So let's take a deep breath. Put your hand on your heart. If this is you, take a breath. We need to interrupt this pattern of destructive thinking because what's going on right now is normal. You can't be with a person long term and not have hassles and friction. Friction is okay. There's a lady online, her name is Esther Perel, Perel. She is an expert at conducting relationships through tough times. She is a believer that friction is part of what keeps a relationship juicy. You can't, not everyone's going to sing the same note. Okay. My voice is my voice. There's not another human on the planet that has my voice. Okay. The voices of the people in your life may sound out of tune, but it's different from they're just singing their own song. We need to understand how to make peace with what's going on in our situation. The Knight of Pentacles, this is a figure that wants stability. This figure wants stability and they want to grow what's going on. The thing is, though, it's very slow moving. So that's where I'm feeling like there's somebody watching me right now that you are so frustrated because no matter what's happening in your relationship, you just feel this friction all the time. And it doesn't feel like it did in the beginning. So I want you to stop and pull back right now. Just pull back away from the situation. I want you to take out a piece of paper, fold it in half, make a crease, and then open it. On the left side of the paper, write down everything that you loved about your person when you met them, everything that attracted you in the first place before any of this icky energy happened. Okay. On the right side of the paper, write down their current habits and behaviors that are bothering you. And just be honest with yourself. Are there truly any deal breakers over here? Or is it just a bunch of stupid behavior? Okay. Let yourself see that the harmony you're wanting has to allow for the person to have their voice. They have to be allowed to be themselves. The greatest gift you can give anyone is the freedom for that person to be themselves in your presence. Now, what if they say something hurts your feelings? Well, you can say, look, I know you love me. That's always an important way to start. Look, I know you love me, but when you tease me out in public, it hurts my feelings. Okay. I know that you love me, but when you leave an empty milk carton in the refrigerator, so I don't even know we need to get more, it frustrates me. That opens a dialogue. Your person goes at a different speed than you do, and honestly, they don't get parts of you, but they won't get parts of you unless you stand up and speak up for yourself. Don't let your mad need for perfection in your relationship destroy what's there right now. Your person is perfect for you. Trust me. Okay, so let's take a look at our Moonology deck. How can we find harmony with different voices? They're so different than us. Let's take a peek. I'm seeing at the top of my screen 7 and 7. So be sure to look up the spiritual significance of the number 7. I believe it's going to give you an extra blessing. Conclusions are within reach. Absolutely. As you use the energy of this full moon right now to create this list of what you like about your person, what you originally loved about them, and then write down the current behaviors and habits that are frustrating you and look at them. How many of the frustrations are truly deal breakers? If they're not, it's good for you to know this because you can learn to have more harmony. Another website you want to take a look at is one called Jimmy on Relationships right here on YouTube. Tips, you need tips, you need education. Go to the YouTube search window and write, how do I get along with my partner? And then watch a few of those videos, get educated. Conclusions are within reach. Loving this. Look at the trees. Right now it's autumn here in Tennessee, so that you can see through the trees. It's just a symbol to me that you can see through any mistaken thinking right now and get yourself back on the right track. Okay, so let's draw our blessing for you, my friend. Anybody who would like to have me draw you a card, few cards personally, that's easy. All you do is hit the super chat, and I'm happy to draw cards for you personally. Meanwhile, these messages for the collective are important. The universe wants to draw more energy forward for us that will help us get what we're wanting. Love that this card came out. Look at this as victory. This is yes. This is a hell yes. Okay. It just puts an exclamation point on this reading that some of us just need to ease off. We have to reduce the perfectionism that we're operating in and allow some collaboration energy. I will persist. My will is strong. So again, the warning is don't persist in a will that demands other people change for you to be okay. What I want you to persist in is this idea of taking responsibility for out of reach expectations and make your will strong to open doors of communication with your person. All right. This relationship has staying power. You don't want to damage it by being too demanding for what it is you're wanting from your partner. Okay. All right. Let's jump forward here and let's see what else the universe has for us on this full moon in Gemini. I'm using the dog oracle. It's new in my library. Don't you love it? I'm a real dog fan. So I am just over the moon. Okay, over the moon. Duh, no pun intended. All right, so hold your situation in your mind. What is it that's getting on your last nerve? What situation can be released? Let's take a look. Accountability. All right. Accountability. Right. Blaming feels really good. When we blame people for our situation, there's something that feels good. I'm doing an intensive right now on estrangement. There's people in my family and some of my friends, I have estrangement, meaning that we're not in contact. They've moved on in their way. I've moved on in mine, and I want to investigate that because I want to understand my life path. And blaming is part of the mess because I can blame people for ghosting me, and it can be easier for me to say negative things about them than to look at myself and think, well, what was my part in it? And what does it actually mean to be separate from that person? And is it possible there's benefit in it for both of us? Very interesting thinking. So, here, cleaning up the mess. What's messy in your life right now? I'm picking up blame. So, if you're here, and oh, two ways. One, you can feel like people are always blaming you and you didn't do anything, but they're blaming you. Or are you a blamer or a complainer? So if you're feeling resonant with that energy, go ahead and hit the thumbs up and let's join our energetic circle and see what the divine has for us on this full moon. Excuse me while I sip my tea. Thank you. Okay. Blame it on someone. Are you blaming? Is somebody blaming you? I feel this one. What can we do? How do we release this blaming energy? What's the root of it? What do the cards have to say? Thank you for watching along, you guys. I'm Catherine. This is Pattern Breaker Tarot. We are all about breaking the patterns that are holding us back from what we're wanting. Okay, let's take a peek here. If you don't have a blame issue, probably somebody in your life does, right? So we have strength, and we have the Knight of Cups and the Ten of Wands. Okay. Okay, so the divine is calling you to really look at your own situation. The strength card. You have the strength to evaluate what needs to be cleaned up right now. The full moon is all about releasing stuff that no longer serves you. So I want you to look. This is an interesting challenge. I wonder if you're up for it. Who is it in your life who you have blamed for part of your dilemma? Go all the way back to when you were a kid. Did your parents get a divorce? Did you have to change schools when you were a little kid? What did you have a teacher who was mean to you? Think back to your first memory of blaming someone for something. Okay, there's very clear a message here to go back in your mind to something that used to be important but is not important anymore. The Knight of Cups, I believe, is the universe coming forward with an offer of love. Okay. To me, as I look at this, I'm not reading this as your soulmate is coming in right this minute. I'm reading it as the universe wanting for you to advance, to expand your ability to understand human nature. That the people who hurt you when you were young, whatever they did, they did. It might have been mean, it might have been heartless, My own father was a very cruel person, and for years I was afraid of him. For years I carried hatred towards him. I'm 72 now, and he's been gone many years at this point. I was able to make peace with all that blaming that I did, blaming because of his drinking, because of his violence. I just used that as an excuse to stay angry, and I can see it now, years later. So I'm calling for you guys through the cards to look back to some ancient crime done and to acknowledge that was then and this is now, because the universe is courting you. The universe is flirting with you. You're carrying a burden that's been with you for many years, and the universe says, no more. Let me carry this burden for you. You've carried it long enough. Okay. So I once heard someone say, you're not responsible for what happened when you were a kid, but you are able to respond in a self-caring way. So get out your handy piece of paper and a pen and write down the details. Hey, Kane, write down the details of this incident or these people that hurt you a long time ago. And just at the bottom, write paid in full. Paid in full. You're suffering about replaying the cruelty over all these years. That is enough. It's enough. Use this full moon. Put this list of behaviors that have hurt your feelings. Write down paid in full, and then have a fire ceremony. Do it in a safe place, in a metal bowl, but light that paper on fire and allow it to leave because the universe wants to carry the burdens for you. As we finish up this new year, let's open up our hearts and our minds, and we can open our hands to receive what the universe has for us as we go forward without all this clutter of blaming other people for what life has done. Most times, in hindsight, when you do become older like me, is that you realize that life just lifes along and there are bad things that happen in life. And the humans that are in that situation may not be the brightest bulbs in the chandelier, but they're just part of the drama of my life. And I don't want to carry blame because who cares at this point? I just want peace of mind. So let's see what the Moonology has for you, my friend, with accountability. Meditate and contemplate, absolutely. I'm learning to meditate in a new way that I never, I mean, in all my years of meditation, I've never meditated in a way that is like this. It's called the Waking Up app, and I can give you a free month on the app to try it out. The man, Sam Weber, I lost Sam's last name. It just bounced out of my mind. But I can give you the free month of meditation. If you are in a place of wanting to really let go of blaming, email me and I will give you a link to join the free app for meditation because it's wonderful. As you go forward, you can change how you think about things on the inside, and learning how to manage your mind is an important part of it. Okay. So, um, let's see here. Let me draw. Oops, I just want to draw from the Moon Magic. And hi there, Felicia. Welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. So if you would like to have a personal reading for your situation, just hit the super chat and I'm happy to do that for you. But the readings today are for the collective. So stay right where you are. And then as I draw the next card, I want you to hold in your mind your situation and then receive the reading as if it were for you. Okay, let's draw our blessing for accountability. I love that. Beautiful, isn't it? Look at the figure standing in the shore with that gorgeous full moon energy. I enjoy the serendipity of life. The unexpected can be wonderful. And I feel this is so true. I feel like there's somebody who just watched this little reading and you're like, holy moly, how could this woman know exactly what's going on with me? And you know what? I don't know how that happens either, but it sure is the fun of the cards. Okay. So please do. Come back and visit me. I'm live a few times a week. And also, I try to put out my little videos every day. Although I've been so busy lately working on new projects, I'm not quite as prolific with the readings as I would like. So thank you for being patient with me. So here's our next card for the collective. So Felicia, hold in your mind and others who are watching me right now. I'm Catherine. This is Pattern Breaker Tarot. We're all about trying to help people break the patterns that are holding themselves back from their highest good. So let's see what we have. Playfulness. Nothing like puppies, right? Don't we all love puppies? I mean, well, except if they chew up your shoe. Then we can be frustrated, but puppies just make us smile ear to ear. If you go on the YouTube search and search for puppy videos, oh my goodness, you will be giggling. One of the favorites is Google, YouTube search for people's reaction when they're given a puppy. It's just tearful how overjoyed people are. So, what is this card? Have we forgotten how to be playful? If you're in a situation right now where you feel insecure, unfulfilled, if the weight of life seems to be pulling you down, this reading is for you. We forget the power of playfulness. Excuse me while I sip some tea. Some of us think that playfulness is a waste of time and it's just for children. And that is so not true. So, in this full moon energy, I feel like Spirit is asking for us to release our need to be an adult, to release the need to reject playfulness and in our lives. So, let's see. Let's draw our tarot. What is it about lacking playful energy? What is it about not having enough fun that's holding my friends back? Yeah. Oh, who remembers what this card is about? You guys, a few weeks ago, I was doing a reading and I was doing the with the cards, and the card flew out. It flew into the candle and it started on fire before I could pull it out. No kidding. So I love that this card flew out right now because it makes perfect sense to me, and you'll see why. It's the heartbreak card. It's the Three of Swords. And so there's nothing that steals our playfulness more efficiently than being brokenhearted. I have a couple of friends right now that are going through profound death experiences. I like how Abraham Hicks is so irreverent, and they say, well, when you croak, you're going to understand how the whole energy world truly functions. They're disrespectful of death because they don't believe in it, and neither do I. I believe that I have a non-physical part of Catherine that will go out beyond the grave. Not everybody believes that. That's cool. But for me, I have just unshakable confidence that I am only partly human and I am partly spiritual or energetic, like a blended being. But when you go through heartbreak, it kills joy. It just destroys it. And the playful, like, you know, how when you start a relationship and you have a crush and everything feels great and you're just going from date to date and moment to moment and intimate encounter to the next intimate encounter. And it just feels so good, right? Very playful, very joyful, silly. You can act silly, right? And then life comes along and something happens. Either someone cheats, someone lies, someone steals. Liars, cheaters, and thieves will run into them our whole life. And sometimes you can feel like you've gotten together with the wrong partner because what you thought was fabulous, great companionship, right? After the first heartbreak, it went, "Oh, I must have been wrong. I must have been wrong." And the reality is, no, you weren't. So if you're watching this right now, this is for you. There is no accident here. The universe is insisting that you find something fun, that you find a playful activity that will distract you from your current situation. You're putting way too much pressure on yourself and you're taking things completely too seriously. There's no denying that there's broken-hearted parts of life and that certain things burn you. No denying it. These things sharpen us. They make us more sure about what we want. They help clear the clutter for what we don't want. And it allows a chance for the divine to shine through. See those three beams of light? The three swords here, piercing the heart. And as we just allow this to be part of our existence, pain is part of life, and we forgive and let go of things that really are pretty stupid in the first place, that the divine uses that to feed us wisdom. This Four of Wands, this Four of Rods is a happily along the way card. People say, well, don't I want to manifest happily ever after? No, there's no such thing. Why put your happiness in the future? This is about happily along the way. And you, my friend, it is critical. I'm so glad you're here. There is no accident. You need to release your grumpy attitude. You have forgotten how to be playful. Now, you may not be able to be playful with your person right now because there's hard feelings and things are rough, but you can certainly revisit a hobby or an activity that you used to do. Go to your nearest park and get on the swing and swing. Put on some of your favorite Christmas music if you're a Christmas music fan and take a walk with your headset and just listen to songs that just fill you with joy. A really cool thing to do is go back and make a playlist for yourself for the songs that were popular when you were 14 or 15 years old. Okay, no matter how old you are right now, make a playlist of the top hits of the year that you were 14, because those songs, for whatever reason, will are embedded in your, I would say, in your DNA. And when you play it, you will be flooded with playful energy. It's so important. I don't know why. I think there's an opportunity here for you coming up before the end of the year. And the universe is like knocking, tapping on the shoulder, saying, hey, hey, you, wake up. Find some playfulness right now because you're coming across as kind of a curmudgeon. People who know you are walking on eggshells around you because you look like you're upset and you can't expect anyone to solve this for you. This is between you and the divine. Work it out. Find something playful. Okay. All right. Let's see what it is the Moonology cards have for you, my friend. Hello. Don't let the past hold your back, right? What's in the past is in the past. It's burnt, it's gone. It needs to leave. Okay. A really good idea for a ritual for you for this full moon. Get out a piece of paper, write about the situation that burnt you. Write it down. Write out the details, why it burnt you and why it hurt you so much. And then at the bottom of the paper, write down paid in full and acknowledge I am tired of carrying this energy. I'm letting it go under the energy of this full moon. And then grab a metal pan of some kind, light it on fire, and burn it. It's wonderful. I love burning ceremonies. Just do it carefully. I love burning ceremonies for the full moon. Okay, and then our moonology, excuse me, the moon magic deck. Let's pull our blessing. Thank you so, so much. I love this. Look at that. Freedom. Don't pay attention to the gender of this card. The reality is that coming into playful energy and stop denying it. That's what needs to be released is your hesitation to do something fun. I invite peace within myself and I ripple this outward. Yeah, I wish I could, I wish I could make this more clear. I wish I could make it, I wish I could express the feeling in my heart for you that to find that playful nature that you might not have experienced in years, take my advice on this. It will lift your spirits mightily. Okay. So there you have it, my friends. Thank you for being here with me today. I look forward to seeing you at my next live. Just know how important you are. I respect you. I love you so much. Thank you for supporting me so beautifully on my channel. Please consider membership because if you're enjoying the work, it's a way you can support me. And I do offer workshops and readings and other benefits to those of you who are members. So thank you so much. Have a beautiful day. Go forth and prosper. And please take this full moon seriously and throw out something. Go through your closet, shed a few things you don't need. Use this beautiful energy of release to blast you forward. Okay? Love you guys, and I'll see you next time.